Everybody, welcome to day 53. There wasn't a day 52 because I spent it in the garden. It was a really mild day and I was sorting out the acers, repotting a couple of them, trimming another one back because it was overtaking the garden, sorting out new bricks for the door of the kiln. You'll see that when I come to pack the kiln. And doing the garden room, chopping up some wood, the usual garden stuff. So I spent the full day yesterday in the garden, so there was no video yesterday. So today I've finished off the glazing. I've had to wait for the glaze to thicken up a little bit and settle so that I could decant it off, but you'll see that in a minute. So here's the rest of the glazing. Okay, I'm just going to put some wood ash on these. I've glazed the insides, you can't really see it. Insides are glazed, and what I'm going to do is dip the whole thing in water and sieve wood ash on it. And dip the edge in it. That's just pure wood ash on the outside. There's another one there. This has got a lot of cuts in it. Right, now I'm going to glaze this moon jar that I carved. Now I can't dip it in the water, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour water on it. And then I'm going to get a light coating over the bottom. And the majority of it. Bit at the top. And what I might do before I put this in the kiln, I might just give it another quick dusting before, just so there's plenty on the top of there. And that's that one done. Cracking on with these today. Bit too much in there. Try again. That's better. Can you hear that? It's the air coming out of it. Okay, I'm just glazing these pots with the black slip underneath. I've got a thick chino here that I want, that I've just decanted off, and for the outside, but if I put that on the inside it will crawl, which I don't mind, but for cleanliness purposes it needs to be sort of a thinner glaze. So I've got two glazes here, which is my thick crawling chino, and this one's the thin 80 ball clay and nepheline cyanide simple chino that I use on on the other pots. So what I'm going to do is just put the thin chino glaze on the inside, remembering to pour it back into the correct bucket, which doesn't always happen, and then into the thick glaze. This gives a nice contrast, and also it's a lot more user friendly with having a smooth glaze on the inside of it. I'll make this quite thick. And what I've done is I've put the wax resist underneath here. You can't see it, I don't think, but it's gone a lot thinner there, so it will split away from there. If you can see there, it's starting to bubble, and it will crack and crawl and split away from that, showing the black body underneath. Well, that's the hope anyway. It's always a bit of a gamble with my pottery, I must admit. Just a little explanation of what's going on here. I put some photographs of these on Instagram, and people have been commenting, asking questions. What I've got here is these are pots with a chino glaze, and what I've done is I've tied up some tatami matting. It's if I can find it, what have I done with it? I'll put it somewhere. Anyway, I've stripped out some of the rice straw from some tatami matting, and I've tied it up in a triangle there and there. And what it does is, this is one of my plates, and if you can see it there, I just laid some strips of it over the plates when they're fired, and it gives a kind of localized reduction, so a nice pattern. So this will all burn in the kiln, obviously, and it will drop down. I've no idea how this is going to work. I've just a bit of an experiment, really, and so that's that. That's the answer to all the questions on Instagram as to what the hell you're doing there. Okay, that's all the glazing done now. Just got to clean the bottoms of these and the lids of these up. The tatami mat straw pots there. You can see here now how this has all started to craze nicely, so that should crawl really nice on that pot there. Another example there where it's starting to crawl away. I mean, these are all glaze faults here that I use to add contrast and decoration to the pots. These are some ice white glaze, which turns out the yellow ochre over the brown slip, so that's pretty good. You can see where the wax resist I did the other day is starting to show through there. Celadon, Nuka with iron, more Celadon there. These are the Nuka over Temaku. These are the mugs that I make for a friend who sells them on her Instagram. And these are the pots from last firing, I should say. And I'll just spin round, and you can see the glazing mayhem that takes place. So time for the cleanup. Right, that's it. That's the glazing all sorted. I've glued the wadding on. You've seen me do that before. That's the most boring thing in the world. You don't want to see video of that. So the wadding's all glued on now. So it's packing the kiln tomorrow. So tomorrow's video will be the kiln packing, and then Sunday will be the firing. Okay, see you tomorrow.